step, and then as you hit him with your shoulder so hard that you like hit him and he like bounces off of you and puts like a 6-inch deep dent into the wall. Greetings, mortals, and welcome to another episode of the Tabletop Sandbox podcast. Specifically, episode 16. No. Yes. Episode 16 of our Blades in the Dark actual play podcast, Canticle of the Crimson Wake. Last episode, we had some downtime. We had some big character moments, and we're going to, before we jump into the final score of season 1, oh, everybody cry, we're almost done, but we're going to get extra cool stuff, or everyone's going to die, one or the other.
Or both.
Or both. Extra cool and everyone dies. Mm-hmm. We have a little bit of downtime because we ended it at an appropriate dramatic time last episode, but there is still a little bit of housekeeping we need to do. Kavlov, what is it that you would like to do?
All right, so first things first, Kavlov knows the kind of weapon he's looking for, that flamberge style weapon that's more in like a one-handed longsword style instead of like that two-handed almost polearm that it's usually at least historically.
Now, is your fine scary weapon a one-handed? Is that one load?
The scary weapon or tool, it's just one load. Sure. So it's going to be...
Then that'll just count as that. You're able to find that weapon, the flamberge, with, instead of completely rounded curves, that they're kind of like waves that have a sharpened point facing toward the hilt, like barbs, so that if it goes into somebody, they're going to have a rough time pulling it out. Though it's extra wide crossguard, right?
Yes, extra wide crossguard. After he retrieves that, I'm sure Spark finds him at some point after the housekeeping that she had to do.
I actually think, depending on what that conversation with Caleb was, I think she'll find you, actually, to talk about it.
Yeah, maybe we can do that conversation with Caleb now. So we flash back to the windy night outside of the house that doesn't look like what it actually means. And Caleb says,
"It seems that you are in dire straits when it comes to information. I have an affinity for the things above, and I can be your eyes in the sky. Gather the information you need, locate the people you seek, and perhaps do a little bit more for you personally. I don't propose a traditionally binding agreement or ritual, but rather a trial run. 7 days. We will be bound. I will do your bidding, and you will indulge me. My taste for fear. This is a good start, but I want more."
And he kind of steps up really close to you. And are you afraid of him?
No.
No.
She stands there.
That's no fun. But perhaps you can be an instrument of fear for me.
And you'll help us.
I will.
She'll take a step back and hold out her hand.
Kind of suppresses a grin and reaches out and takes your hand. Are you committing to this deal of like a bond lasting 7 days where he will help you and you will indulge him by creating fear?
Yes.
Okay. You clasp hands with him, and then you feel a burning sensation on the back of your hand. And as you pull away after the handshake, you see that he has a matching symbol to the one that is on your hand. Now, on the back of your hands, this old arcane-looking rune that is a symbol with real power of the deal that you have just made. And you know that there would be steep repercussions were you to go back on your word. There's like a noise as somebody like comes into the street down the way, and you kind of look over and you just see that it is somebody kind of like coming out of their house and locking up as they go to work. And then as you look back, Caleb is gone.
She'll open and close her hands a couple times because it feels weird. And then she'll go and find Kavlov because they promised to meet.
So the symbol on your hand is the same shade of black as Caleb's skin, and the symbol on his hand is the same color as your skin.
Oh, okay. Got it. And yeah, I'll come find you. She probably looks a little haggard still, but...
Are you hiding the symbol?
No. I assume you're just like in the hideout.
Yeah.
He's not allowed out right now. He's on
probably
a constant watch.
been helping train Yugoda.
Oh, do I come back in the middle of father-daughter training?
We have crime dad. We have murder dad.
Your right foot was a bit off.
Thanks, I'll work on it.
Just a vein twitching.
You're doing well, Yugoda.
Can I be honest? I don't really feel completely ready to do it. Like, I mean, I only have practiced on this dummy.
Okay. You want field training?
Yeah.
Okay.
I have someone in mind.
Whoa, wait.
You want to kill someone? You?
Have you killed somebody before?
The only time that I would consider it would be the time that you pushed that when we were on the boat and I blew the trans powder and then you pushed him off. That was the closest I ever got, was pushing him off.
You've never actually killed anybody?
No.
Okay. You said you have somebody in mind?
I'm gonna look over at Antonia. Is she
She's not
paying
there.
attention? She's not there
is
presently?
No,
Passed the
yeah.
fuck out
Okay.
in the room where she was working on the gun and stuff.
Okay.
Yep.
Up for 36, out for 17.
Yep.
Now look, this is...
You can't tell Tony.
I'm not telling anybody anything, but
You can't tell Tony.
You think we talk?
this isn't something...
Tony
Sure.
right now.
This isn't something that you can take back. So, look, if there's somebody that you need to be rid of, you better be sure that you are okay with them being dead.
Yeah, I'm okay with it. I thought about it long and hard.
All right, you prepare yourself. I have some business to get done with Spark, but I'll go with you just in case things can go south. I think this is good. Doing this in a controlled environment will help take away the inhibition in an actual life-threatening environment. So prepare yourself physically, mentally. This is going to be a bit outside of your comfort zone.
I mean, this whole week has been. So what's more?
It's fair. All right. Yeah, get some rest. Spark, I need your help with something.
Okay.
Yeah, you can hear this too. I have actually we might as well all talk as a group. Let's go get Tony.
Tony.
You have to wait 3 hours for Tony to come out of the
What?
stupor that she's in.
We should talk.
What? What? What?
Tony,
What?
you remember when Caleb came and visited us on that rooftop and asked me to scare Mads Kinclaith
Yeah.
before killing him?
Yeah.
Before, I didn't really care whether or not to fulfill that promise. Then that fucker collapsed my lungs.
Yep. Okay. Let's
I have a plan.
scare the shit out of this guy. Yeah.
We need to trap him.
Okay. How?
He's a powerful spiritual force inside of a human's body. we need to trap both of those.
Okay.
I went out and got this, and then he's gonna pull out the weapon.
New toy.
Shiny.
With this, I plan on pinning him. We can ask our questions if we want, but look, when this happens, I need you guys to let me do my thing.
Yeah, man. I trust you wholeheartedly.
It's not going to be pleasant.
Just don't ruin the metal rib cage that I put inside of you. That was a lot of effort. Okay.
But what I need, Spark, I need your help. And maybe, Tony, you can help with this.
Yeah.
I want to imbue this sword with the energy needed to trap his spirit in place. While I can temporarily imbue it with spiritual energy and hurt him, I can't permanently trap him. I need some sort of ritual or some sort of arcane inscription put into this to make this happen. Now, I know you two are smart. Is there anything you know can help with this?
I know I took the ritual feat, but we never ever discussed it. And I do have that book that I stole.
Yes, the book about rituals, and we can say that you have studied because that feat or that ability comes with one free ritual. We can say that it is a ritual to trap a spirit within a space. It's like most classically used with like a magic circle, but you can use it. You think with some effort, you could enchant this blade with it, and then maybe Tony can help by using some alchemicals to like help etch runes into the blade.
I was thinking about the Quicksilver
and prepare it. Yeah. Oh, that's cool, actually.
Yeah, like coat the blade in it or something, or
yeah, and then like treat it so that it.
Or I could put on my welder's mask and get in there.
I don't know if we have welders.
Yeah,
I don't think we have welders, but you can definitely like basically treat the metal of the blade with alchemicals to make it more susceptible to magic. So let's see. I would consider this like a setup roll. So why don't you roll? Let me look up the rolls of setup because I think there's the potential for you to take stress.
Oh.
No, I'm fine.
I'm not a good spy. I have to take stress.
I don't think you will have.
I'm like, I can take it.
If you do this and you succeed, you will get +1 effect level. So like a 4 to 5 will count as a 6.
Okay.
For the purpose of like hitting the correct tier for this. I will say that if you fail this completely, what will happen is you will have 1 less use from your bandolier for the next score.
Okay.
As it's like you've consumed
a lot of
alchemicals.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah, I'm fine with that. So
go for it.
I'll try to treat it. What would that be? Tinker? Okay. 5.
Nice.
5. Nice. Okay, so yeah, you have.
That's with alchemical, so it's increased effect, right?
Yeah, it is an increased effect.
Oh, nice. So 6. So no consequence.
Yay.
Yeah. Then you will get +1 effect level on this ritual. What does the ritual do, and how is it weird?
It keeps a spiritual being tied to the weapon, right?
Bound to an item.
Yeah.
And how is it weird?
I'm assuming that if you're dousing it in like the Quicksilver, it's going to sort of absorb like the arcane energy that I put into it, and also in a way, I'm trying to use the arcane energy to inscribe like a rune for the ritual.
Yeah, I think maybe the Quicksilver probably helps it attune to the specific spirit, and will kind of help the bonding process of the weapon to the spirit. Okay, now you would ask me, what must I do to perform the ritual, and what is its price?
What do to perform the ritual, and what is its price?
A ritual takes 1 downtime activity to perform. And yeah, I'm saying that this applies to more than just this specific weapon and this specific effect. It's a ritual to bind a spirit and hold it in place. How long do you want this to last?
How long do we want this to last? Because I got 2 stress I can spend, baby.
A few
Not
moments,
anymore.
a few minutes, an hour, a few hours, a day, several days, a week.
I can do 1 hour. But
An
I will
hour.
need to relieve stress after.
How do you-
Wait, can
Oh.
you? You have 2 stress to spare. You have
2 stress
3.
to
I have
spare.
2 stress to
Okay.
spare
Then
because
you'd
right
have
now I am at 6.
Once we trap him, it's gonna be.
Because then we just have to spook him, right?
Yeah, it's gonna like.
I will
It's
say-
gonna be the worst hour of his life.
As a devil's bargain, you may shed your own blood and pour it into this, but basically you'd be taking a wound equivalent to how much stress you reduce, right? If you take a level 1 harm, then that would reduce it to only 1 stress. So 1 harm, 1 stress. And then that would last an hour.
Do you really want to take the harm though?
I have 2, and I have extra.
Could she use someone else's blood?
Because then we could.
Oh yeah, actually. If somebody else wanted to take the harm, you could use somebody else's blood.
Tony would do it.
Tony, you're smiling at me.
Tony would do it.
Because I guess what's the overall plan here?
Because
I'm
It
thinking
doesn't have to
about-
be Tony.
Right. I don't want to take harm. I need
No,
all the
not
Can it just
Kavlov.
be anybody's blood?
Not the Crimson Way.
Yeah, it can just be.
Oh, you're right.
Like the guy that I'm gonna go kill.
well, you don't know we're gonna kill Brian.
But
You don't
Gretchen
know.
does. So maybe this happens after murder.
I think.
Is that
While
like the last recipe?
It's blood, but it's life force. So he needs to be alive when you're doing this.
I think-
gonna come with him.
no, that's perfect. Actually, I think
it's all coming
when I
together.
realized that, I stopped like doing what I'm doing, and then I look at Yagoda and Kavlov.
What is it?
I think if we want it to last longer, we'll need some blood, and it's not just a little bit. And we have that plan.
What?
Oh.
Yeah,
Oh.
I'm following exactly what you're saying.
What plan?
And we need to bring him here.
What?
Let me just draw it out of him
Who?
Yeah.
slowly.
What?
A
Yeah.
quick
Drip. by
smuggling
drip.
mission.
Wait.
Tony,
We would
Just
like
like
to
old
smuggle
times.
Brile back
This
to
one
the
will
lair.
be a little score. Yeah.
Yes.
we are wanted, guys. So remember.
That's fine.
Yeah. Fuck it.
All right. Is that what we're doing?
Yep,
Yes.
we're gonna
Is
go
Tony
smuggle
on
Brile.
board?
Antonio.
Tony will come along for the ride. She don't know what happened.
Yeah, I
with
mean,
him
you could
and
also
that.
do it without Tony. Tony doesn't know what's happening, so could just be best to leave Tony out in the dark.
Antonia,
What?
I'm going to be honest with you in this moment.
Oh, okay.
Do you remember that boy that you asked to the ball?
I don't. Yeah. Yeah, I do.
I hate him.
I kind of do too.
I hate him.
How do you
more
know
than-
about him?
Yeah.
Hold up.
I know more about you than you think, and we're going to talk about this later, but for right now, we're going to go kill him. Is this okay with you? I'm asking if this is okay with you.
I'm not saying we won't do it if you're not okay with it. I'm just asking.
That just wow. Okay. I sure you guys can go ahead. It just seems a little extreme, but like I do kind of hate his guts.
He destroyed your life
Yeah, he did break my heart.
in more ways than just that.
What do you mean?
We'll talk about it later.
And we're gonna be here for that. So if you don't want to be here to see him and hear him scream out in
I
pain,
mean, I could. He knows me. He doesn't like me. He doesn't really trust me, but
He doesn't know you.
he knows
He knows, like,
if I asked him to come to sell something, it might be a way to get him here. Do we need him specifically for this?
yes.
Oh,
it says it right there in the book.
Then you get a tingle that I'm lying.
interesting. Why? That's weird. Anyway, yeah, okay.
I don't make the rules.
Yeah, you're
Brile
right.
has to die.
You're right.
The only catch is Yagoda has to do it.
It's
You're gonna have to bring him back here,
Yeah,
and then the killing will
that's-
be post score because
Yeah.
it's really it's not specifically about the blood; it's about the life force,
Yeah.
the life essence draining out of him into the ritual. So you'll have like a circle set up.
Oh yeah, I'm like drawing shit on the floor.
You'd be like, when your friend invites you over and it's just like satanic ritual on the floor as he gets there.
So are we trying to trick him into coming here, or are we just gonna go kidnap him? I wouldn't be opposed to kidnap.
I'll be preparing stuff in the lair, so it'll be mostly you two.
I mean, if you think I could help get it back here, I could do that, or I could stay here and help Spark. It's up to you guys.
All right, who's going?
At least them. Do you guys think I would be helpful?
Yagoda and Kavlov, are you going to make this an assault, deception, stealth, occult, social, or transport?
Stealthily, just put a bag over his head.
Yes, bag over his head.
Take him back.
What do you want to do?
Yeah, put a bag over his head. And get
Want
him
to
here.
sneak in?
Yeah.
So stealth?
Yeah.
I don't
Okay.
really
Good
want to.
practice.
What is the point of infiltration? Where are you nabbing Ryle?
The place where he hangs out. What's
Cat
it called?
Crawl Alley?
Cat Crawl Alley.
So
Nocturne
he
Alley.
is surrounded by the people he works with at
Oh,
Cat
that's
Crawl
right.
Alley.
That's right.
That's
That's
like
true.
the place where they do business. The
But
cat,
we know
Black
you
Cat
can't
Coven.
deceive yourself in anymore.
Yeah, it's true. They're
I
gonna
can.
recognize me.
yeah.
With Cat Crawl.
So maybe you and I should go. She stays here, does the killing.
But also,
after.
you don't have to get him there. He's
That's
not there
true.
24/7.
Yeah, I think we're
I think
gonna
we can go get him at like a bar or something. One of the disgusting places that he goes.
or follow him to his house.
too.
I think we
out at
trail
those
him until he goes
places
home.
This would be an information gathering role.
Yeah.
Probably like study or survey.
I'll do it.
So yeah, we can do that beforehand. So go ahead and roll survey.
Wait a minute. 5.
5. Okay. I will say that he catches maybe a glimpse of you and gets a little suspicious. So he's not completely unwary, but you find his house.
Describe.
What
the
are you
house.
doing for loadouts?
Normal. So we got to be sneaky.
If we're gonna be sneaky, should we go light? I don't think we're gonna need a ton of stuff to get Ryle back.
You're right. You're probably right. This is not gonna be that tough.
No. Let's go light.
This kid's a shrimp.
Engagement roll. Start with 1 for sheer luck. Is it particularly bold or daring?
I don't think so.
Nah. Is it
Connected.
complex or contingent on many factors? No.
Nah.
Does the plan's detail expose a vulnerability of the target or hit them where they're weakest?
At home.
At his home.
Yeah, he doesn't have friends there. Well, he doesn't have people looking out for
He
his
doesn't have
back.
friends,
end.
period.
Yeah.
Drug dealer.
Is the target strongest against this approach, or do they have particular defenses or special preparations? No, he's small time. He doesn't have security. Can any of your friends or contacts provide aid or insight for this operation? I'll say Tony can. Get a little information out of her. Add 1D.
Tony.
Are enemies or rivals interfering with the operation?
I mean, he is my enemy.
He is your rival, your enemy. But I don't know if that counts. He is the operation.
Yeah, he is the operation.
Are there any other elements that you want to consider?
Wait, if you
They're
kill
not
him, who's gonna be your
lower
rival?
tier.
Nobody.
Arc completed.
So we're just going to do 3d6.
Double.
That is a 4.
Cool.
So we are starting in a risky position.
Cool.
Can we do a fit check real quick? Kavlov, what are you wearing to this?
What do you want me to wear?
Sneaky.
Sneaky?
Kavlov, what are you wearing?
One of those like get ready with me videos.
Yeah, get ready with me for my kidnapping.
Like I feel like it'd be funny, just like the standard burglar gear.
Yeah.
Like he's got the black beanie on.
Well, it'll be a hood. Come on now.
Yeah.
In Duskwall, but yeah.
Yagoda is now wearing a black hood and not her dress, not her black or her red dress, but she's wearing like a black like jumpsuit thing.
Does she want to steal some of my clothes? Most of it's darker.
She's going completely emo. Yeah. And like subtle and like mysterious. And she's-
Are you wearing any bit of red on you? Or is it the red lipstick?
it's red lipstick.
Yeah, because that's the icon. That's the call sign.
That doesn't change. Yeah.
All
Yeah,
right.
that's it. The red lipstick.
All right.
So we're in a risky position. That means you pull up outside his place.
Apollo.
There are people around on the street. He's got like an apartment in a like a tenement building. You know which place is his. But you have the allotted time for it. You got to move now because you got to get ready to go for the actual score. So you're not sure if he's awake. There are people moving around in the street and within the apartment building. So there are a fair amount of eyes around, what do you do?
You want to go around the back alley and then try to climb in a window?
Yeah, we can go up the fire escape.
As you move around to the fire escape and climb up to the appropriate floor, what are you doing to avoid unwanted attention?
We're being very quiet.
Okay.
Yep.
What action do you think that would be?
That's prowl.
Prowl. All right. Are we doing a group action where we take the higher out of everybody, but one person who is leading it takes stress for anyone who fails?
I'll do it. Yeah, I'll take
You'll
stress
take the
for this.
stress?
Yeah, I
Okay.
have no stress.
I'll have it.
Okay.
We both go.
God knows I don't need that.
Here we go.
3, 2, 1. Oh,
We both failed.
So what's the highest?
3.
3. Oof.
That's a lot. Clang, 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 clang.
The fire escape we go.
Yeah, you go up the fire escape and climb in the window at the end of the hallway. And as you are kind of slipping in all stealth-like, you move past like an open door, and there's a guy just kind of sitting on a beanbag lighting up a joint, and he just says like he's partially deaf or something, but just extremely loudly like, there's stairs inside too, huh? And then you're like, oh, you're trying to be stealthy, and then you look over, and then
Beanbag.
yeah, it's like a stuffed burlap sack is what it is. But
It's literally a beanbag.
That's a beanbag.
I'm gonna tick 3.
Whatever.
Oh, actually 2. 2 on the Braille alert clock.
How high are we on this clock?
2.
It's a 4 o'clock.
It's a 4 o'clock.
And did we already tick one off for the survey? Did I just screw myself?
Am I mentioning that? Yeah, probably.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Yep. Thought so. Sorry.
It would have come up.
So we're at 3 out of 4. So you got 1 chance. Shut the fuck up!
So we failed that sneakily, but do we at least get to the destination?
Yeah, you move down the hallway and you find the door to Bryle's apartment.
Is it like a dorm room where they have all their names
I'm gonna
on
go
the
on the
doors?
door.
No, it's a shitty apartment.
Damn.
Who is it?
Housekeeping.
It's an apartment complex.
It's the landlord. Can you say it?
Landlord, you're overdue. Get out here now.
Okay, so you're gonna try and
Command
him
That's good.
out. Okay. Yeah, I'll allow it. I would say that because you're not actually the landlord and because you're using command to attempt like a deception, you're going to have -1 die.
Okay. For what effect?
This will be for standard effect.
Okay.
Or actually, you know what? Keep the die. I'm going to make it lesser effect.
Okay.
Risky position, lesser effect.
Fail. 3.
Oh. That's okay.
He says, no, you're fucking not. Get out of here.
All right. Are we going loud?
Yeah, we're going.
Okay.
Wait. Oh.
Blue coat alert.
Blue clerk alert.
Wanted level
Blue
2.
coat alert. Wanted level 2.
Okay.
Okay. Team meeting.
Well, let's
Out of
see-
game
see what
team
I got.
meeting.
Tony
Hold
should
on.
have been there.
I should have been there.
Oh, this is fine. We're good.
Nah.
Can I say I have burglary gear? Do you?
Yeah.
That would be it's tinker, right? To pick locks.
Yep.
Or can we like put finesse into it? I don't know. Throwing
Tinker's
stuff out
like
there.
if
Tinker would be to pick locks.
Right.
You could try
but
to like jimmy the door.
Yeah. Can I use it to like break the lock?
You could like use a crowbar to try and like
That's
pop the
pretty
door
quiet.
open, which
Yeah.
isn't as loud as smashing right
Yeah.
through it.
Yeah.
But yeah, you can use.
Let's say burglary gear for the
Yeah,
crowbar.
you check off burglary gear. It might not
gonna get shot
officially, but
again.
that makes sense
Yeah,
for something
crowbar.
to have.
Okay.
Yeah, in burglary gear.
Then
You have
I'm gonna try.
crowbar.
I'm gonna use rec to try to use.
Pop the door open. Yeah.
Yeah, to pop that boy.
Sure. You're in a risky position for standard effect.
6.
6. Nice.
Cheers.
Yeah, you line up that crowbar with the edge of the door frame, pound it in, and then just with a crunch of splintering wood, you feel the door give way and swing open just an inch or two. And you hear from inside, oh shit, and you hear somebody like scrambling.
Okay.
We're just go freaking tackle him. I don't know. Yeah.
Want me to wrangle him?
Yeah, you can go wrangle him. Yeehaw, cowboy. Thanks for doing all the heavy lifting.
Yeah, I'm gonna walk in.
Yeah, as you move in, you catch him. He's like running. Well, you don't catch him, but you see him running through like the main room back to what looks like his bedroom.
Okay. Here, Brile. Come out, wherever you
This is fucking
are.
terrifying. Imagine being
I'm gonna
Bile.
say Kavlov.
And what does you go to do? Stay outside?
I'm going in just behind him
Okay.
slightly.
Kavlov, I'm gonna say,
Close the door behind you.
brought his hammer with him.
A new hammer.
He's gonna pull it out
hammer.
and sort of like
Polish it.
drop. Yeah. He's gonna drop it on the ground and like drag it behind him.
Oh my
So it's
god.
The people
Just like wrinkling up the carpet. And then, yeah, you do hear from downstairs something like, fuck! Banging on the ceiling of the room.
Is it like shag carpet that he's just dragging it through?
Oh, no. It is like threadbare rugs that once maybe had a pattern.
Fair enough.
Oh, these are the rugs. I recognize this rug.
No, those are nice.
This will all go so much easier if you just come out.
And what action are you trying to use?
I'm trying to scare this motherfucker.
Yeah.
So a command for something that command is actually supposed to be used for, not trying to lie to him.
Sure. Go for it. Risky position for standard effect.
Could I help you out? You know, I'll call. I think we have some business to attend to.
I'm recognizing your voice too, because you've intimidated
yeah.
him. in the
Yeah, I
past.
have. He'll know.
So just kind of like the confusion of like, wait, I know that voice. That's what you want to do. I think you can. Do you want to take one stress to help him?
Are there any other options?
I think that's kind of it. It's not
Okay.
really
You
a
don't
setup.
need to if you don't want to.
Yeah, you don't have
You
to
got
do
2
that.
pips?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, never mind. I'll say that, but to no effect, just for flair.
Sure.
A 4.
A 4. You successfully scare him, but not to the point where he's like coming out with his hands up. You just you hear him kind of going, oh fuck, oh fuck, oh fuck. And you hear him kind of like scrambling, rustling around with something in that room.
He's got a gun. Or something.
He's probably got a gun.
It's all his porn mags.
Oh my god, no. But what Abby just whispered to me was a thing about Caleb and his need for fear.
Oh,
Fear.
Caleb was like,
Yeah.
Yeah. Now Kavlov is going to, you know what? I'll use it because I can, since this is this first score.
A setup score. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to spend my special armor to push myself to perform a feat of physical force that verges on superhuman and rush into his room and football tackle that motherfucker to the ground before he
Can you
even
get his
knows
gun?
what happens.
Okay. What action are you rolling?
I'm assuming he's getting some weapon together, so I'm going to skirmish with him to get that whatever out of his hand,
Actually,
disarm him,
it's the porno mags.
and to like knock his ass out. So
Yeah.
he's a Leviathan fucker.
poor
He's
guy.
got Leviathan porno mags.
He totally is.
that's a 6.
Nice. You just run into his bedroom and you see him fumbling, trying to load a breech-loaded pistol in like the bottom drawer of his nightstand, and there's just like a step, and then as you hit him with your shoulder so hard that you like hit him and he like bounces off of you and puts like a 6-inch deep dent into the wall. And then before he even has time to fall off of the wall, you like have him by the scruff, the collar of his shirt, and you like smash him up against the wall again so hard that it leaves an imprint. And then you look up and his head is already just lolling as he's unconscious.
Cool.
I yank him back out of the wall, and I've just got him. And I look
It's
over
just
to you.
plaster falling.
Yeah. He's just limp in my arms as I'm holding him up.
And Kavlov is like jacked up right now. He's, veins in his neck and arms, and he's just casually like he's holding the guy in front of him with two arms, and then he just kind of like drops him and drags him out by like one arm, like a suitcase. Yeah, and he, out into the main room you go to.
I didn't need my trans powder, I guess.
Did you bring the bag? If he gets yippy later.
Did I bring the bag? Oh, here it is. Okay, just tie it over his head.
Do you have a whole bag for him or just for his head?
Well, like one of those in spy movies when they get transported with the bag over their head. So yeah, just for his head.
Yeah, just a head bag. Yeah. Okay. And then what are you doing to avoid heat on your way home?
Well, do you... maybe you did bring a bag big enough to put his entire body in.
Body bag on her.
With your 3 load.
Oh, I did.
Yeah, that could just be one. You can just say that. Yep.
I just did, actually.
Yeah. So mark off 1 load, and you have a person-sized bag that kind of looks like a laundry sack.
A body bag.
But he's crunched up in it. So it doesn't look like a body over the shoulder.
Yeah.
Because that's kind of, he's crunched up and it's just.
That makes a lot of sense. I was wrapped up in the
that's why we brought this.
Yeah.
Wow.
What action are you rolling to avoid suspicion?
You want to
just be sneaky.
Lie our asses out of here?
We're just doing the laundry.
Yeah, we're just doing the laundry.
Yeah.
Just kind of presenting yourself as workers.
It's just like normal people doing our laundry,
tenants.
taking it home. Yeah, tenants.
What action would you like to accomplish that?
I'd like to use sway.
Go for it.
Sway queen.
This is it's a risky position for standard effect.
Can I put a little handkerchief around my head and then dress up as a little laundry woman?
Use the disguise kit.
Use the disguise kit.
Yeah, I will say that this gives you extra effect. You can check that out.
Well, I get the whole ability where I can get a whole
do?
D, 1D, when I use a disguise to confuse or deflect.
Then roll with an extra die.
2 5s.
Nice.
Okay.
Not a critical.
So I'm going to say...
Well, his suspicion clock is filled.
His suspicion clock, yeah.
I think he caught on.
He has
But
no
I
idea.
think the penalty for this is going to be 1 extra heat
Okay.
We can take
Whatever.
it
at the end of the score.
at this point.
That guy who's on the beanbag, you're like, I think I've seen that red lipstick before.
Yeah, and it's people...
What? That was kind of suspicious.
As I
Hold up.
leave, what's lying around his apartment? That's
I don't know. It's there's a hookah, and there's
Got a bong.
it's a dirty
Take the bong.
bachelor drug dealer's apartment.
take a handkerchief and rub a clean spot on the hookah and then kiss that and then just put it back in its place
Sure.
and then leave. And that's how the Crimson Wake does that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The calling card.
Let's do our payoff.
Yay.
Yeah, it's a dead guy.
+1 Brile.
2 rep.
2 rep. Plus 1 rep or just
It'll just be 2. Oh yeah, and then +1 for your ability.
yeah.
Kill this guy.
I'll say we can get 2 coin from just stealing his stuff if
Stealing
you
some shit.
want to do that.
Do you guys
Yeah.
want those coins?
Yeah.
Cheers.
You can take those
Yeah,
coins.
we'll take those.
Oh my gosh.
So are Spark and I still in downtime?
And then
Technically.
this is so minor. I don't think the crows would have an issue with you not tithing to them.
Yeah. It's,
We ain't tithing to him
But
anyway.
heat, let's see. Smooth and quiet, low exposure, contained standard exposure.
At least contained, because people did see them,
People did
right?
see, but
It was quiet.
we did fail on the stealth
Yeah.
check.
on the beginning, yeah,
Yeah.
a couple people saw you and
Yeah.
a couple people saw you leaving. But I'm going to say instead of 2 heat, which is contained, I'm going to only make it 1 heat.
Let's go.
So it was
Plus another 1.
fairly quiet. And then why would it be plus another 1?
Because you
Because-
see.
Because
Oh,
of
yeah.
the- Yeah.
Plus another heat.
Being
So
a little suspicious on
Guys,
the
2,
I brought
you're
us
not
up
at
to one.
war. Situation didn't happen on hostile turf. We are killing this guy, right?
Right. But that's
So-
happening after the score.
And yet,
And
it
yeah.
makes sense.
It
that-
does involve killing.
that it involves killing,
it
because
does.
killing is a big deal.
Yes.
And you don't have specific wards to make that not a big deal.
Right.
And so basically once you finish killing him, or actually you don't have to kill him.
Yeah.
No,
you go
but
to
has
you go to
kill.
has
planning
kill
to.
him.
So okay,
Yes,
if we're gonna
yeah.
kill Brile, mark 2 more heat. And we are at wanted
we're
level
killing
3
him?
now.
Okay.
This is endgame.
Is
We
it
don't-
okay
I don't-
if I torture him a little bit?
We
Can I
torture him.
I torture him a little bit.
We can each take our turn.
I'm sorry. I got a demon guy. He's got his needs,
Gotta make him
man.
scared.
I just
It's very true.
want to talk to him and have a character moment.
Yeah, cool.
I guess
You are going to take -1 rep with the Black Cat Coven,
again.
Damn
Another one.
which
Oh no.
Those are my
makes it,
suppliers.
brings it to -2.
What will we do?
Does war have to be a formal declaration, or is it when you hit a certain negative rep?
When you drop to -3, you go to war. Or there are certain other things that will make you go to war or do
Alright.
something else.
So don't fuck with any more fires or with drug people.
It's my whole thing. Okay.
I imagine Bryle wakes up in a chair in the middle of this ritual circle. This wicked-looking sword nearby, as it will be
He-
part of the ritual.
I want to say that he has both his hands tied, but one of them is like on a table.
Okay.
Well, actually, no. He'll just have both his hands tied for now.
I think the scene like opens up through like his first person
Yeah, I
view.
can see
And he
it.
sees me standing
And he
there.
sees his
Sorry.
hand on the table, just
I like the
tied
hand
there,
on the table.
and then he
Nice.
Sword
looks
off to
up,
the side, and then
and then
Me
who's
in the
all
corner.
there?
All of us.
I'm
All
there.
of us.
we're all there.
And the four of you, the Crimson Wake, and I think maybe Crick is in the door frame, leaning.
I like the idea
show.
that Sebastian's there, but we don't see him.
Yeah.
Sebastian doesn't fuck with this side of the business, so he's probably like, oh, there's this stuff going on. I'll make myself scarce, even if he might be listening from a distance.
Anyway, you said that you wanted a character moment with him.
Yeah. I mean, Tony sees this guy who, is her dealer for a long time, and
What?
yeah, and she's just like,
Who are you people?
yeah. They told me that this has got to be you, so I'm sorry, man, but
What are you talking about?
I'm just sorry. I'm gonna leave for this part. I'm gonna just
What? Where are you going? What?
bye.
When you walk out, Spark steps up. She looks at Yagoda. She goes, "Tell me if he's lying. Which hand is your best hand?"
What?
Which one do you use
Pick
to jerk
one.
off with?
Left?
Is he lying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So we had the right hand on the table. Yeah. Are you going? Because we would have talked about this. Are you going to untie him and fight him, or are you just going to slit his throat? Like,
You've been training and fighting, and you're just gonna tie this guy up. Kill him.
I think it'll just be the final blow. We don't.
Putting him down.
It's not. It's more of. It's not. I know the technique of killing, but it's the actual act of killing that needs
Okay.
work.
then Spark is gonna put some stuff in Bryle's mouth. She's gonna level with him, put a hand on his
What
shoulder.
stuff? What stuff are you putting in his mouth?
He's just like cloth or something.
Like a rag?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't enjoy this, but it needs to be done. And she drives down like I want to say it's like a spatula kind of thing, or like maybe like one of Tony's like screws, big enough for like his finger, and she cuts it off at his first knuckle.
And he screams into this rag as the blood begins flowing freely from his severed finger.
And it looks like you have a couple more. And then she raises it up again, and she does it for each one of his knuckles. And I think with every scream, he kind of like lets out a little yelp. But at the same time, what she's doing is like, because we need his life force, right?
Yeah.
And so I think she's going to turn like his emotions into like draw his emotions out as like life force kind of thing. And so she's drawing his fear and his like want for survival out of him, and kind of like have that to put into the sword.
That's cool.
You're doing this underground though, right?
Yeah.
Because that is not a place that, unless, I mean, well, here's the question, because this is not Caleb's realm. Do you invite him down here for
Yeah.
this?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, and I think he is like vampire style, just like floating up against the wall in the top corner of the room out of sight, because he doesn't want to like contribute to this. He wants you to do it for him, right? But like that's something that you guys, I don't know. Would you have told them about it?
No,
Oh, okay.
because no one's asked me.
Why don't you two, because you're going to be in here for this, why don't you each roll
Perception.
a fortune roll with survey, which is, it's basically a perception check.
Perception check.
All right.
Double fives.
Taking the lowest. 1.
And I think before she does this, she puts her hands to her mouth as to form a whistle, but you don't hear anything. And you notice that there's some markings on her hand now, which is kind of weird. I mean, Spark's usually kind of dirty, and she's like covered on like endure and stuff like that, but it looks like an actual tattoo now.
You get the sense that you are being watched as this is happening. There's like this, I don't know if you specifically got that sense before that you were being watched. You
It was
met
just
him at the party.
Yeah.
but
Well, I think walking home one time.
I think, we
From the
everybody
score,
felt
everybody
it.
did.
The
This
first
is
time, yeah. But you get an uneasy sense of being watched. How's Yagoda doing with this scene of torture? This is more than just killing.
You want to
Yeah.
torture.
How are you coping with this?
For any emotion of like this is messed up, we shouldn't be doing this, it's hidden behind just like a mask of like stern aggression facing Bryle.
Mm-hmm.
And when
you
she's-
can't detect any kind of emotion.
When she's done with his right hand, she looks up into the corner, and does Caleb give her a nod? Because if he doesn't, she'll do his other hand.
Because I've kind of made a theme of 7 as like an arcane number in this game so far. And so I think you just see him raise 2 fingers and just mouth 2 more.
She'll wipe his bloody hand off the table. Now that it's kind of like
And he is like, there was like, he's going through the stages of grief, and now he's like trying to plead through the rag, and he's got these wide brimmed eyes that are, filled with terror and tears and pain. As he really has no idea, like he kind of knew who you were vaguely. You were just a junkie. And he doesn't know anybody else. He doesn't understand why this is happening to him. And you don't even seem to want anything from him. You're just torturing him. And so he is not having a good time.
This really
but
is our
with
villain
each
era.
finger, he's getting more lethargic as you are kind of pulling his life force out of him magically. Do you have him like at a chair and a table in the middle of the circle?
Yeah.
Yeah. And so he doesn't even realize that that's happening, but as you're doing this, you're able to see through the ghost field out of the stumps of each of his fingers. There is this energy that is flowing off of it, and like this crimson smoke that, flows low to the table and then falls off of the edges and is drawn to like the candles you have set up around the outside of the circle. And like of the 7-pointed star, 5 of them have little tendrils of this crimson smoke flowing to it. And so you need 2 more.
She puts his left hand on the table, which he kind of resists, but she holds down. She goes, "Which finger is your favorite?" Blink.
This one.
Blink. Blink the number.
What action are you using to try and get him to tell it?
Command. But I only have 1. But I mean, what do I got to lose?
Exactly. We got this guy tied up.
4.
4. I think you just see his hand twitch, and you see it's kind of like he just like thinking about it twitches, and it's like his index and middle finger that twitch on the
She
table.
immediately cuts off the index finger knuckle. And the screams at this point are normal to hear ringing.
And getting fainter, but
Yeah.
you know that this last finger, because of the ritual, will kill him.
Wait, it's gonna kill him?
Because of the ritual.
Yeah,
Oh.
because this ritual is draining his life force.
So you gotta do it.
So now is the time for Yagoda to step in, and I mean, perhaps you can do it in tandem if you want to do something that would normally kill a person too.
She'll hold out the thing to you. Do you take her hand, or do you take the tool?
No, I just reach down to my waist and I pull out the cane sword and I go, "Bro, do you recognize this?"
He shakes his head no, and you're not sure if he's lying.
I'm gonna look back at Kavlov. Be like, I don't know if I can do this.
You can do it. This is a little extreme.
I can't figure out what's right or wrong to do anymore. I can't even tell if this kid's lying.
Look, Yugoda, you have sent yourself down a path where right and wrong, sometimes it's not even the right question to ask which is which. We're in Duskwall. What is right for you is to do what you need to do.
I'm gonna turn back around at Bryle, and I'm just gonna slice his neck.
And you can chop off the finger.
And I chop off, we nod at the same time, chop off the last finger.
And where do you have the Kavlov sword for this ritual?
I think when it was like against the wall, then when he woke up, it was underneath the table. Like,
in the center of the circle.
Pooling blood, yeah.
Okay. Yeah. There is the sound that only the people in this room hear of a bell ringing. And you know that a single Deathseeker crow will begin its wide circles around this corpse, ever narrowing, ever zeroing in on your position to lead the spirit wardens to this dead body. What do you do?
I'm done with him. We can toss him in the river.
All right. Having known this was going to happen, I think we have like a log that we're going to tie the body to make sure it floats down the river and send him off on his journey.
Sure. Yeah. So you take
Toodaloo.
you know, it's probably more like a barrel.
Well, yeah, like a
because
barrel.
wood is harder to come
Yes,
by.
yeah.
But yeah, you're able to find something buoyant. You tie it to him and you send him down the river and away from your lair so that the spirit wardens will not find you. Spark, you kind of not quite wade, but step into this thick puddle of just pungent iron-smelling blood, and you reach down and pull Kavlov's sword up, and you see now that the runes that you have etched into it are glowing faintly with this aquamarine electroplasmic energy as the charge of spirit capture has been laid into it. And because you killed a man, it will have duration of a day.
Yeah.
Because that's tier 4.
Yeah, that is. Well, we did way more than we needed to.
Sorry if that scared y'all.
That was-
No, that was so cool.
That's some real dark shit.
I have a thing where I can, during downtime, I get 2 ticks to distribute among any long-term projects that involve investigation, learning a new formula, or design plan. I would like to do that.
What are you starting while they're torturing Bryle?
Well, now I feel like this happened another time. Flammenwerfer.
Flammenwerfer.
And also, I would like to.
Yeah.
I would like to tinker prosthetic fingers for Sebastian Halfhand.
Oh.
Aw, that's cute.
Cool. So just 1 tick in each of those. So that's you're beginning like the design process for those. Cool.
I do have another coin. Should I spend it to de-stress?
I need to reduce stress as well.
Can I, because we talked about this before, having like a kind of dual kind of thing. Can you say that this is also stress? Like me performing a ritual could be.
Because you do have an obsession with rituals. So it's almost giving into your trauma. But yeah, I think you can like add weird as your secondary vice, and we can combo this as like when you perform a ritual, but it'll cost 2 downtime actions because you're doing 2 downtime actions, right?
Yeah, I have 2 coin.
Cool. So 1 for the ritual itself and 1 for
Yeah.
the ritual relieving stress.
And then
And the relieving stress is probably like the obsessing over it and setting it up beforehand, and then the actual ritual is its own thing, right?
Yeah.
It's the like the calming process of
I'm
doing
holding
all
the
of
candle
that.
over you while
And,
you're just like
obsessing over the
Yeah.
minutia of the ritual. Yeah.
Stand further in the corner, you're distracting me.
sorry. I would like to say while they were killing Brile, I went into, whatever, my room, my little workshop, whatever the fuck it is, and I would like to spend my last coin to relieve stress, saying I went and bought drugs beforehand or something. I just had a stash.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We hand wave those details, but yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So I just roll 1.
6.
I overindulged.
Okay.
Oh boy. Part of this seems right? Because of everything happening.
Yeah, I had a very strong feeling coming into this we would have a 2-part downtime.
Yeah.
Yeah. I didn't realize that there was still so much stuff to do.
Yeah.
I still want to talk to Sebastian about. By the way,
I lose. Yeah, I lost my drug dealer. Might as well lose the rest of everything too.
Yeah, so you basically, especially because you're associated with the Crimson Wake, which is gaining a reputation.
Yeah.
And the Crimson Wake is responsible for the kidnapping and disappearance of Brile, and perhaps death if they find the body. It's just whether or not they know that. You're kind of cut off from the Black Cat Coven, and you are on bad terms with them.
Yep.
And you wanted to talk to Sebastian. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think in the hours after that.
I'd like to buy him a drink.
Sure. Are you like winding down after killing Brile at Clyra's Tavern?
I would like wash my hands.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
compose myself.
You're kind of sitting across, or he kind of comes in and sits across from you and just says, "Getting your hands bloody, eh? Following in the footsteps of your grandfather."
I still don't know if it was the right thing to do, but I did it. Yeah, you could say so.
Let me tell you the story of your grandfather, and then you decide if there's a lesson to be learned from it. I don't want our relationship to be me preaching to you all the time about what you should do. Black Nathaniel Stanchik was a master assassin with a big mouth and the skills to back it up. He and Phoebe, they ran a good racket in the business of spilling blood. She was a lot like you. She ran in the social circles, found the contracts, did the talking. And Black did plenty of talking too, but that was more bragging in bars and hideouts. She brushed shoulders with the elite, and when she had to, the authorities. A spirit warden took an interest in her, became obsessed, and so naturally, Black tracked him down and killed him, which was a bad idea, he knew, because not only are all spirit wardens under the direct authority of the Emperor, this wasn't a low-ranking one either. Silkshore hasn't seen violence like that in many a year now, decades. The Imperial Army showed up and tore the place apart. They were executing people in the streets, burning buildings, and then finally, your grandfather stepped up for the people that he knew. I don't know if he represented them, but he knew they would keep going until he turned himself in, and so he did. But they got Phoebe too, and they hung them both before the day was out. It's a sad story, but not unexpected. If you get to be good enough, you make powerful enemies. And even if you get them, their friends might get you, and not just you.
You think that's going to happen to us when we go back to get Kavlov's wife with his powerful friends?
I don't know. I hope not. But don't assume because the blades have stopped ringing and the guns have stopped going off and the blood has stopped flowing that it's over. Because death isn't the end, especially if you've got power and money. It seems like this Mads Kinclaith has both in spades.
any little bit of information about my grandparents is much appreciated. So thank you.
I'm sure I can conjure up some more stories to tell you later.
I'll have to
Happier ones.
Yeah. I'll have to buy you a drink.
You pay me enough already.
He thinks twice about it, but then he tousles your hair, even though he knows you'll hate it, and walks out.
Yeah, she'll fix her hair.
Takes out a pocket mirror.
Yeah. You go to pick, or I guess kind of lug the weight of it, Antonia onto her and put her into bed. And then I'll just lay down and I'll talk to you and tell you about what's been going on in my head and Sebastian and all the stories that he's told so far of Grandma and Grandpa, and how I feel like Grandpa is like you and Grandma's like me. And, it's cute because you have Grandpa's coat and I have Grandma's necklace, and then I'll fall asleep, just kind of chit-chatting.
Does that bring an end to our downtime?
I need to relieve stress. One more.
One more. All right, so you're going back to Salia.
Yeah, in Tinkertown. Tangletown.
Tangletown.
Tinkletown.
Tingletown. Yeah. Tangletown.
Oh, it's Tangletown? I always thought it was Tinkertown. Hold on.
Tangletown. A
Gotta rewrite
tangling
that.
of a bunch of like floating rafts around the wreckage of a old Leviathan hunter ship. Why don't you roll for it so we see how it goes?
Yeah. All right, I'm going to spend a coin on this. Roll 2, take the lower. 2 4s. That's great. I think I'm going to risk it. I'm going to spend my final coin.
Wow. Is this stash coin or is this normal
Well,
coin?
we just each got a coin from
Right.
that. And then
Yeah.
I still had one left over. So
Royal. Oh yeah.
Yeah, you
this
got
is
2
my last
coins.
coin. And I still have 4 in the stash, which would be 2 coin.
Yeah.
Here we go. Let's hope for a 2. 2. Oh my god.
Perfect.
So,
I'm
yeah,
a relief stress. Spend a coin.
You are?
Yeah.
Okay. How much stress do you have?
3. I feel like
Okay.
that's like 50-50. 2. Word.
2.
Alrighty.
Yeah.
Hi, Katoom. Bye, Katoom. I don't have a lot of time.
Just stop in for some food. Yeah. And that could have been like while you were recovering from your wounds.
Yeah.
But I think a little scene with Salia because
Yeah.
she kind of knew what you were going into.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so you see her now possessing the body of an elderly woman. She says, "So, you're still alive?"
Barely. I'm feeling better now, but I got rocked on the last one.
Well, at least now you have a firm grasp of what you're up against. Are
Yeah.
you going to try again?
I have to. I've come this far. No matter what happens tomorrow, it's gonna be over.
Do you know who it is you're up against?
Mads Kinclaith, guy who shattered every single one of my ribs with a single punch. I know the odds aren't good, but they haven't been since the beginning.
And you wouldn't be able to live with yourself if you didn't try.
No,
Do you know what he is?
I know he's some ancient ghost of some sort. More powerful than anything I've encountered before. I think he can be stopped.
He is no mere ghost, not like I. That body he occupies, he has occupied for decades. That is not something that I could do. The bodies I occupy deteriorate. I must find new ones. I try to find those on the brink of death. But to possess someone
is to traumatize them. Spiritually, mentally, emotionally, sometimes physically. I pick my hosts carefully, but there is a cost to my existence.
Do you have advice for me, Salia?
Mads is not merely a ghost. He is something that some spectrologists won't even acknowledge exists. Something that the spirit wardens would not care for anyone to know exists. Mads Kinklaith is a vampire. He has unlocked the secret of forcing his essence to bond with the body he occupies fully, turning it from something material that has a physical form and an echo in the ghost field into something entirely electroplasmic. And thus, he is far more powerful than I could ever hope to be. There was a great cost for him, and there are still some hiccups, weaknesses, trade-offs that he has made to obtain the power he has. They are not the same for every vampire, but I have reason to believe that a spirit bane charm, or something to that effect, may still prove useful at driving him off. Or, if you can corner him, may weaken him. I figured you for a fool, and a dead fool at that, and I expected to see you again, but on this side of the ghost field. You are tougher stuff than I initially thought, and so that is why I tell you this. I thought, also, that Mads was allied with a group that I myself am allied with. And I wasn't sure who I was rooting for. But Mads has betrayed my allies. And so I can wholeheartedly wish you luck.
Thank you, Salia.
She nods and begins the long kind of descent down the ladder in her old woman body as you stay there. And this has happened after you did your kind of communing.
I think Kavlov stands there a while, just overlooking the Dusk River, taking maybe an hour to himself, just thinking over what he's learned before returning back, and relays all that information to his lovely group of allies.
I was a vampire. I fucking knew it.
She has it written down.
I have it written down.
How did you know he was a vampire? That's crazy.
I just knew it. I have intuition, man.
All right, bring a bunch of garlic.
A bunch of garlic.
Sunlight. Oh, there's no sunlight. Oh, I
There's
have
no
my
garlic.
strawberry.
The
Bacon
vampire's two
strawberry.
weaknesses: garlic and strawberry. So we're gonna be traveling, like, outside of the electro gates.
Do you think we should take a train?
Well, I'm thinking,
There's no
You
trains
don't
that
know
go there.
specifically where you're going yet, but
we know it's
that will
outside.
be, yeah.
Should we try to find some sort of cohort that could help us
Or a boat.
avoid
A boot.
disruption on the way?
Calum will visit when it's time to go. That's kind of what you're waiting on. You're waiting on word. Though, I mean, everybody else is probably keeping an eye out and maybe chasing down leads, but Spark kind of has the lowdown. And Calum, when is a time that Spark would be beneath the open sky?
Probably at night. I mean, she still goes to work, and a lot of times she has the night shift. because that's when her brother gets to like rest. And so the night shift isn't like a lot of people. It's like maybe like me and like 2 other people, because it's like pretty small building.
Yeah, you're like watching, pacing around the outside, and you just hear the lightest sound of, feet alighting on the ground behind you. And you turn and you see Calum standing there, and he says,
The time has come. Mads Kinklaith was hiding beneath a jeweler's shop in Brightstone, but now he is on the move. He and a few others have taken a boat toward the Lost District. They have passed through a gate and have not yet arrived at their destination, but I will keep you informed. You and yours should make haste.
Thank you, Caleb.
Thank you.
and he waves with a hand missing all of its fingers.
She kind of winces because like it's unexpected, and then she's just like,
And then
Rolls her eyes at it.
you just hear, kind of as you turn away, you just hear, tip, and he's gone.
You didn't tell us about your deal with the
I
demon.
don't think he was
Nope.
over there.
no one's asked.
Hey, how did you find this
Well, because
information?
now you come back and you
Yeah.
have this information,
Yeah.
and it's like, it's time to move now.
Wow.
What's that tattoo
We
thing?
we need to leave tonight.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mads Klinkleith is leaving towards the Lost District, and they haven't yet made it there.
How
We
did you
can
find
catch
this
them.
out?
So a chase.
I had some help,
I get help.
You're not telling me
too.
the full truth.
but I'm telling you some of it, unless you'd like to know it.
I would like to know.
Okay.
I felt
as
something
fun as this
watching.
is, we can do this on,
You're right.
on
We can do
We
it
gotta go.
while we're
On the way.
driving. We'll just talk while we're on the way.
Does anybody have a coin to spare?
yes.
Yeah, we got.
Well, I have stash.
Team
so
coin, too.
yeah, if we have group coin.
Oh, we need a
if,
boat.
If you would like,
They-
you can pay for passage. There is a group called, what are they called? Where's my notes? The Foghounds.
That's
They're
sick.
a tier 1 gang, and they do a lot of smuggling. So you would have heard of them, but they're up with the
tier.
docks district, and they also, they spend some time in the Void Sea as well. But they are in control of the gate that Mads left through, went through the lightning barrier through. There are like specific gates that make sure you don't get electrocuted, and some of them are less official than others. This one is run by the Foghounds, and they run like a ferry service across they'll pick you up and take you to their gate, and then, allow you passage through it for a coin.
I'll take from team coin. Boop, boop, boop,
So
boop,
do you
boop,
do you
boop,
like
boop,
want to
boop,
know like
boop.
the full story? Or do you want like the spark summary?
What was that feeling that I felt when we were killing that guy?
What feeling?
Was
The
that
feeling
it
of
was
killing
familiar.
someone.
Being scared.
Being watched?
She's like trying to think because it was like normal for her to like see him, and she was just like, "Who's watching us?"
I knew he was there. You don't. I'm in a room with somebody. I
Yeah.
don't feel like I'm being watched. I feel like I'm in a room with somebody.
Yeah, I'm in a room with somebody. I mean, you guys were there. She's being honest. You guys
yeah.
were there.
Was it the demon?
What's on your hand?
It's a tattoo.
Sick.
Spark knew that would sate Tony's curiosity.
But she's lying. It's not a tattoo.
Yeah, she is lying.
We can talk more about it on the way there.
That sounds great. Let's do
Get
that.
Basically, she'll tell you that she met with Calum, and that night when she tortured Brial, it wasn't because she wanted to like torture him. It was because she made a deal with Calum, and in exchange for information to find you, I almost said Yugoda, Yelsena, I would have to scare people.
So the only reason why I killed him is because I had the guts to do it because you were going to kill him.
No, I was going to kill him. The last finger would have killed him.
You're saying like all of that was like a charade?
No.
I feel bad now. I just killed that guy kind of for no reason. No, I'm kidding. I don't
technically-
feel bad.
Oh.
You go to trying to figure out whether or not she's lying to herself.
Yeah.
She doesn't know.
Anyway, it lasts for a week, so I'm gonna need to be terrifying a bunch of more people.
I'll help.
Thanks.
That's
I don't believe her. Spark looks over at Kavlov. It's like I don't believe her look.
It's just, I'll help. Yeah. Does anyone still have a coin left over?
Well, yeah, we got to figure out our
Load out.
strategy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is it. This is the
This is
score.
it.
This is it. Yeah, so let's do, this is atypical because it is a journey through the Deathlands to your destination. And so the plan types might not, we will have to interpret them because basically you are not just going through the gate to your destination. You are going to have to travel through the Deathlands, facing the horrors that reside there and dealing with anything that comes across your path in order to get where you need to go to pull off what you need to pull off.
That sounds like
So-
transport.
So there's like a two-parter. So the first part is getting there, and the second part is doing it.
Yeah, it's not a typical score because
Yeah.
it's much more kind of story focused, kind of like how the assault on Kenley House was, but instead of an assault on a facility, it is moving through a dangerous area and then getting to that final area.
I think
right?
we should have Caleb help us find him too, because once we get to the Deathlands, we're gonna need assistance finding him.
How much can we ask of a demon?
I mean, however much we're willing to scare the shit out of other people for,
I feel like it would depend on how much we're relying on it versus how well the engagement roll goes.
That's fair.
But
feel
this is also you can ask.
Yeah.
But if you are, engaging a supernatural power, you let me know. The detail is the arcane method.
Yeah. I think Spark has a healthy, cautious kind of mindset towards Caleb. It's that she doesn't want to use him more than she has to, and she's already knees deep in doing shit for him. And so I think she's going to ask him for help without trying to bind him further.
Go ahead and roll a fortune roll with, I don't know.
Attune? Ooh, that's a 6. Yay.
Nice.
yay! You said ooh first, I'm really
Yeah.
scared.
she's gonna put her hand up to her mouth again, and no one's
And
there.
do a silent whistle.
And she's blowing,
Demon
but
whistle.
there's no sound.
That's cool.
Yeah, and I think this time, because you're attuned and you're looking for him, you see him as he descends from the sky and lands in front of you and says,
Yes.
I know our deal was only for you to be my eyes, but I wonder if I could squeeze in one more favor. We're making our way to the Deathlands, and I don't know if we're enough.
I will never be far. And I will ensure that you do not come to an untimely fate. Fair enough?
Fair.
and you kind of feel the mark on the back of your hand itch a little bit as this is added on to the deal. And you can tell he's not just talking.
Anything else?
No, that's all. Thank you, Caleb.
You're much more polite than the last person I was bound to.
Would you like if I was ruder?
It's just a new experience.
And then you just hear the exact sound of Lord Berkeley falling to his death and like landing impaled on a gate.
But
And he
you
just-
wouldn't know what that sound is. You weren't there. Be
And
like,
yeah, so you wouldn't know specifically what that is, but you hear the sound of just clothes rippling as they fall through the air and then just as he's impaled on this gate.
Spark's
And-
nowhere near a gate. And she's like,
What?
And then he just winks and then takes off. And it's just so like light and effortless. It's not like he's like blasting off or anything. He just kind of he just lifts like not like a Superman, exit. It's just kind of he is like lifted so gently, just weightless, and he just.
So does that mean that he will come save me if there is a life-threatening?
If your life is in danger, he said he'll make sure you don't meet an untimely end.
I noticed he didn't say you and yours. He just said you.
Yours.
Yeah. What?
Well, that's what happens when you make.
She noticed that too, but it's also like she knows that she can't ask more of him.
He is a demon.
Loadouts.
Heavy.
Heavy.
Woo.
And what did we decide on the
Wait, are we going stealth
the plan?
No.
Stealthing?
We were doing occult, right? That's why we talked to
We can
Or
stealth.
occult because you're engaging him.
Arcane, yeah.
Well, is that specifically going to be like helping the crew go through?
Yeah, like I said, this is an atypical score. So what you decide to do in the moment, I don't think that matters as much because
Okay.
the details of this are already kind of hammered out in my mind.
Sounds good.
But yeah, everybody is heavy loadouts. Time for the engagement roll.
Oh no!
1 die for sheer luck. Is it bold or daring?
Yeah.
Yeah. Is it overly complex or contingent on many factors?
Kind of, sort of.
No.
No.
Not really. I don't think.
Get there.
Get there.
Get there. Do it.
Get wife. Kill.
Make Mads
Scare
afraid.
ads.
Yeah. Does the plan's detail expose a vulnerability of the target or hit them where they're weakest? I don't think so because your detail is kind of like Calum's going to protect Spark.
Right.
And that doesn't necessarily apply. Is the target strongest against this approach, or do they have particular defenses or special preparations? No, not against you guys. Can any of your friends or contacts provide aid or insight for this operation?
Calum.
I don't know if
Salia?
that counts. Salia definitely
Salia
did.
did.
Yeah, Salia.
So that's another die. We're up to 3.
Now
Are
he's a vampy.
any enemies or rivals interfering in the operation?
God.
Mercy.
Yeah.
Damn it.
Damn it.
Mercy. Are there any other elements that you want to consider? Maybe a lower tier target will give you plus 1d. Maybe a higher tier target will give you minus 1d. Maybe there's a situation in the district that makes the operation more or less tricky.
a lot
The
of
Lost
situations in the
District,
district.
that's pretty tricky. We're going to go down to just 1 die.
Oh my god.
5.
Okay. That's
So
better
we'll
than
be
1.
starting in a risky position.
Okay.
That's doable.
Yeah.
Not as elite as double 6s on a
Yeah, that's
disadvantage roll.
amazing.
All right. And I think I'm going to lead us into this, and then we'll end our session. You meet up with a leader, of a squad, who is a member of the Fog Hounds, who is named Chime. And Chime is an interesting figure. They cut a piercing silhouette because they have upwards of 24 piercings
That's awesome.
on their face that are it's mostly all the same piercing, which is a thin metal rod, a silver rod that is dangling. And they kind of come from the top of her ears down across her cheekbones
like
and
chimes.
to her nose, and that almost make like a curtain, as well as hanging from her lips and eyebrows and the rest of her ears. But as she kind of moves, there is just a faint, chime-like noise as the metal on her face.
This is like a Pokemon.
And it's
named after the sound she
almost
makes.
ethereal, and it's more like the super faint sound of wind chimes than of just jewelry clacking. But she takes you out on a small, just rowboat, really, your crew. Are you taking your cohort with you?
To Sebastian.
That would be Sebastian
Crick.
and or Crick.
Ooh.
Well, so what we know about the Lost District is that it used to be part of the city until they created the gates to keep the ghosts out.
The new lightning
So
barriers.
there is lost treasure here in this area.
So maybe we should bring them and have them go on a treasure hunt.
I mean, Crick could help
Well, that would be a
us.
different score.
Yeah, that would
Are
be
they
a different
helping you in
score.
your score?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we should take them.
Yeah. I think everyone's coming.
How could it
Sure.
hurt us?
So
Whale
it's, but yeah, you have like a long boat and everybody's kind of geared up to the max. Everybody's got guns and things. They're not all equipped with guns that will be effective against spirits, but some of them, might have a spirit bane charm here or something like that. But they might not be the most effective when it comes to matters of the supernatural.
That's fine.
Chime stands on the prow of the boat, looking out over the dark water, the stars, not reflected, but shining up from underneath the void dark water. And you push off and travel across the canal and arrive at this guarded gate that is surprisingly stone, ancient stone, and newly constructed metal gate is in it, and it is secured by members of the Foghounds. But as you approach and they let you off the boat, you hand over the payment for passage. And who has the best survey?
I got 2.
All right, go ahead and roll a fortune roll with your survey. 4. You hear one of them talking about how you're the second group tonight. Just offhandedly, they're mentioning that.
I'll disperse this information amongst the crew. Quietly.
And Chime just kind of salutes you as these iron gates are opened and you are let out of the city that some of you have never left. I think the only one of you with any experience outside an electrical barrier is Kavlov. And so you step beyond the lights of the city, taking the short trek across stone and earth and the occasional petrified tree toward the looming ruins of the Lost District. And that is where we will end tonight's episode. Thank you so much for listening, and good night, mortals. If you would like to hear us discuss our thoughts on our characters and what they've done and what may be coming soon in the future, you can support us on Patreon and get access to all of the Blades After Dark after show that we have done for this season, as well as some additional material like backstories and maybe other stuff. So if you feel led to do that, we appreciate it.
Get a music, baby.
Shabba-dabba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba.